What's going on, guys? So Lauren and I are off to the Dodge Demon private reveal at the I guess it's near the New York International Auto Show in obviously New York, and Dodge was actually kind enough to invite me to this private release of the Dodge Demon. Those of you that are planning on going to the New York Auto Show, it will be there obviously, and I think the official reveal date is, I believe, on April 14th. Don't quote me on that though. However, it is April 11th today, and we are driving to New York from Harrisburg, and it's kind of ironic that I'm taking my ZL1 because obviously Dodge, Ford, and Chevy are all the muscle car per se rivals. But I'm honestly, I mean, being a Chevy guy, I'm very interested to see what Dodge has to offer with this car. They've already leaked, I guess, some of the stages of horsepower that the Demon is going to have, and tonight we're going to find out if that's all true. So I'm excited to see what like I said, I'm excited to see what Dodge has to offer for this car, and it seems like it's going to be a beast, so I can't wait to see it in person. So with that being said, I'm not going to make a long vlog about getting there and this and that. You guys are here to see the Dodge Demon, so here it is.
Makes an entrance.
Alright, so now that the reveal is over, we're down here on the lower level with both cars right here. So I'm going to take you guys up close and personal and look in the car. I'm going to sit in them, everything like that. So you guys are going to see the cars up close and personal for the first time. So come with me. Actually, we'll start over here real quick with just the regular Demon that you can buy. It's not like drag strip ready with a drag pack and everything. So this car comes with all 4 tires and wheels are the same size. Biggest front wheels and tires on any production car ever. 315, 40, 18, and in the back are the same thing. So this car is equipped with a front seat and a passenger seat. Doesn't have a rear seat though. I think you can buy an optional rear seat. But what I really want to show you guys is pretty much the track drag version of the Demon is right here. So coming to the trunk, and I don't know why I'm showing you this first, but I think it's just hilarious. It's completely gutted. The trunk is completely gutted from the factory. So the rears are still the same, 315, 40, 18s. However, the fronts are equipped with a 4.5-inch skinny, Racemaster skinnies on the fronts, which allows the car to pop a wheelie from the factory. They popped a wheelie right on stage here at the reveal, and I couldn't believe it. It was the best reveal I've ever seen in my life. In fact, I called it before they revealed it. I said, if they bring this car out and do a burnout and pop a wheelie, because at the time I already knew that that the car could pop a wheelie because Dodge had actually invited us backstage, behind the curtains, us YouTube guys, a little YouTube group we have here, and revealed the car before anybody else. And I thought that was awesome, so thank you, Dodge, for all of that. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for having me here and everything like that. Yeah, I appreciate it, and it was really cool to see the car before anybody else. So I knew it could pop a wheelie already, so I was kind of like thinking, okay, are they going to do this? And they actually did. But here's the interior, the pretty much fully stripped down interior you can buy from a factory, a harness bar, no seats pretty much. No seats except for a driver's seat from the factory. Before I sit in it, I want to mention something too. In order for this car to pop a wheelie, now the car has 840 horsepower, 770 foot-pounds of torque. It's not a really high number if you think about it to achieve a 965 quarter mile. Like that's, you would think it'd be more than that. I mean, we were all thinking it was going to be over 1,000 horsepower, and the fact that Dodge was able to achieve that quarter mile that was so quick with the least amount of horsepower possible, pretty much. It was crazy, and the reason is because not only is it set up, you got the drag pack, which obviously knocks a couple of tenths off your time. You have a really impressive cooling system on the car that basically keeps the IATs cool all the time. The tires on this car are actually developed exclusively through Nitto, and it's for the Demon, and they created basically a new tire compound for the Demon itself, and I think the measurements are also for this, specifically for the Demon. Another thing too about making this car pop a wheelie, suspension system. What happens is when you mash the gas, front suspension lifts the car up as quickly as possible, right? It releases the car for the car squats. So it pretty much transfers that weight all to the rear and creates 2,200 pounds or something like that of downforce, which was the most in any production car. And in doing so, launches you and creates 1.8 Gs. 1.8 Gs at launch, which is like a purpose-built drag car. You know, you had to build a car like this. Now Dodge is offering it to you from the factory, which is crazy. So we're gonna sit in this car and see how it is. They have a harness already in there. It's a 4-point harness, which is pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna sit in the car for the first time. Here it is, 4-point harness in a factory car. Hang on a second. 4-point harness. So, whether you want to go grocery shopping or go to the drag strip, it doesn't matter. The Demon has it all. Nice weight steering wheel, really big. Paddle shifters feel good. It's a very big car. It's big. Like, obviously, I'm comparing this to the Camaro that I have, but like, it's a big car. There is a high octane button for race fuel. There's your launch control button and everything like that. This is incredible, like the engineering that went into this car. So it's very impressive that this car runs a 965 per mile. Hardest bar. No seats. It's crazy. Alrighty, so back at home now, and I want to thank Dodge again for inviting me personally to the pre-event reveal and obviously the reveal. It was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life, so that was pretty cool. And the cool reason behind inviting like us YouTubers there and inviting us to the pre-reveal, where literally we went behind a curtain before the reveal even started for like the general public or the press. We went behind this curtain with the 5 guys that created and engineered the Demon, and it was right there sitting under a blanket, you know, and they told us certain points, like that it does a wheelie, that it creates, you know, 2,200 pounds of downforce when the car launches. They told us about the weight. They told us about things like that. They didn't tell us horsepower numbers or track times or anything like that. But after all that, they pulled the cover back and we saw the car for the first time before anybody else. It was awesome. And I can't believe that Dodge would do that. I mean, I think it's just cool. But basically they said the reason they did that was they understand that YouTubers and the social media followings that we have, we're a big influence to people, and we really pushed them to do things like this, to make these cool commercials and things like that. And they mentioned to us, you know, that we don't really have a rule to follow. We can do whatever we want on our channels, however we want to do it, and we're not really biased to one thing or the other. So they invited us there because they knew that we were, like I said, a big influence to people. And yeah, so Dodge, thank you very much for inviting me. Chevy, Ford, where you at? I still can't believe that they did a burnout and launched the car on stage. You know, most car companies just pull the car out and rev it up a little bit and sit there and talk about it, but Dodge decided to go all out, and I love it. And I think, you know what, that's the cool thing about Dodge that I do like. Obviously, I'm a Chevy guy, but, you know, Dodge obviously knocked it out of the park with this car, and it's like they don't give a shit. They don't care. It's like a big middle finger pretty much to everybody else, and I like it. It's built for one purpose only, and they did it well, and it beats every other car doing that from the factory. So it is the fastest car right now in the world offered in a production car. Obviously, maybe not on a track, but in a straight line, it's the fastest. You're not going to find a faster one. And the fact that they could have this car pop a wheelie from the factory is just insane. Now, obviously, you know, there are things you need to do in order to pop a wheelie. You just can't go out, drive the car, and stop at a red light and pop a wheelie like Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious. Not going to happen. But yeah, it's still insane that this car can do that. What are my feelings towards it? I mean, even though I'm a Chevy guy, I appreciate the car, and honestly, I would probably own one if I could. If the price was right, I would own one. They haven't said much about pricing, but I did hear $80,000 it might start at, which is kind of what I was assuming, you know. Other than that, as far as like the drag pack on the car goes, you can get that. I believe that comes in that like toolbox or like crate that you guys were seeing like commercials about and stuff like that. They didn't really go into much depth about that. I didn't hear anything about that or what's in it, but I'm assuming those wheels are in it, so that's pretty cool. I'm sure it's an option that you can get when you buy the car. You know, you can say what you want about this car. I don't have anything to hate about it. You know, I love it. I think it's an awesome car. Do I think maybe it takes away a little bit of the, you know, building your car to be something like that, or it takes a little fun out of it? The fact that you can go buy a car that will pop a wheelie and do a 965 down the drag strip is pretty crazy. You know, you used to have to build a car from scratch to do all that, spend all this money, but now you can go to the factory and buy it. So what do you guys think? Does it take the fun out of it? You know, would you rather buy a car and build it to run that time, or would you rather just buy the car that runs that time? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just buy it just to buy it, because to have one, I mean, they're only going to make 3,300 of them. That's it. 3,000 for the US, 300 for Canada. So if you guys are thinking about getting one, I'm not sure how to get one, but it's probably going to be really, really hard. So what do you guys think Chevy and Ford are going to do? Do you think they're going to answer the call and create a car that's going to be quicker than the Demon? I kind of doubt it, only because this car has gone so far to the one extreme that the other car companies are just like, you know what, let it be. I think they're just going to say let it be and let Dodge have their spotlight on this car, and we're going to continue making this car that does this well, and Ford's going to continue making this car that does that well. You know, the cool thing about Chevy, Dodge, and Ford is that you can own a ZL1, you can own a Demon, and you can own, I mean, well, the GT350R, or even, well, I guess the GT500 is next. And I think they're all three cars do each of their own things well. So even though they're all competing, as it looks, they're really not. They're really doing their own thing. And it's a great time to live in the auto industry, because the cars that are offered to us are just incredible. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you guys a lot of information about the new Demon. This is pretty much all I know from the reveal. I don't think I've really left out much. I mean, maybe little things here and there, but these are the main points that I've covered in this video. So be sure to follow all my social media. Everything's in the description below. Those of you that are coming to the channel for the first time to see this, I do own 2 ZL1s, and I do a lot of videos on both of them. So if you guys are interested in that car, come to this channel, hit the subscribe button. You're going to see a lot of different videos on it. Other than that, have a great day.